Okay. If updated these, we know very well where the Age of Sail site is now, so I guess we'll go there. So this is possibly the place where the crystals were being shipped from, using that big ship the Renba found. By the way, where does it start us all out, since this is a one-way? And, I don't know how we get out of there in the first place. Starts us out here, though. Weird. Are we languaging? We're roughly languaging.
For the longest time, Mayari didn't know
How's it going,
about
the
the
One Ranger?
Nightingale. I would hitch lifts with robot couriers to Elbereth, then slip away to play aboard the ship. Until one day, when Oroi reckons she could figure out how to launch it. And of course, I didn't know how to stop. I pretty much crashed into the dock on Iox.
Well, sometimes does that. Waters above. By the way, that's what the word for rivers is made up of, waters above. So the Ma's why you fan of the Withering Palace. If it's not from Iox, where's it from? I believe the text is new, but the paper and binding is old. Pages have been scraped to provide a new surface upon which the Mazwai text has been written. Can you do that? And where does the binding and paper of the Mazwai come from? Same site as a few other artifacts we have found. Somewhere ancient. Also, hi Shadow Twins, how are you? Are you playing Monster Hunter Beta again tonight? I kind of forgot that it was tonight. But I don't really want to overplay the beta anyways. I might play it on Saturday, but we'll see. Like, the real game is coming out soon, and the beta kind of irritates me in a few ways. Did you really sell 3 on Elbereth? You should go right, mistress. Okay. Reply. I did sell 3. So you better watch yourself, 6. He wasn't working, though. He didn't work. He was non-operational. I think you would have struggled to override 3's primary user. Thus, a sale would have been impossible. What do you know? Why'd you ask if you already knew that, though? Turns left? Okay. Remark. Amadou made some strange claims about this place we're headed to. Wait, who's Amadou? He said he saw corridors filled with ancient machines. curious. Hold on, is this the observatory? Curious how? He did not strike me as the adventurous type. I doubt he has ever left Renaki. Yeah, it is that guy, the robot guy, right? Who we're talking about? Our data suggests the age of sail site is somewhere here. Oh, there's one here as well. Alright, so if we just go straight, we're gonna find one of them. The age of sail site itself is right there. And I guess we get there just by going around. Entered an air of weaker flow once more. Are we sailing around in circles? We haven't even started sailing around in circles yet. Not if we follow the path. Sparkles appear to be settled by our passing, mistress. Why are we talking about that? We are sweeping them away as we sail. We said this before. Structure is barely intact, mistress. The rivers have washed this place clean. Our additional information has now placed us outside of the search zone. Additional information? Oh, I see. Because finding that narrowed down the search zone, even though it didn't give us anything. Okay, fine, yeah. I mean, look, this whole mechanic is very strange because it shows you very clearly on the map where it is. Feels good to be back on a real river again. Oh. It's not where I meant to go. Nope. A thing just sort of scooped me up. Didn't want to go this way. To left appears to be leading to something? Like what kind of something? What do you mean? That's gonna take me away. Well, you're saying it was probably saying, of the fork that had already passed, right? It was probably saying the fork I'd already passed, I should have gone left. What are the chronicles of Mazwai that Huang's always reading about? I believe Mazwai was a pilgrim sailor. She writes about the various places of the nebula. And about how the Great Loop has acted in these places. Please keep going. Got stuck. I got stuck for a second there. Alright, so can I avoid this thing now? It's the real question. Thing scooped me up last time. Branch up ahead? Uh-oh, I've already gone. I think it's all left, right? Because we're trying to spiral in. So it's always left. Sites don't give you anything, are sites that you have all the words for, so it just skips the inscription. It might also just be that I've found so many of them already that, like I found them elsewhere, so it has no more items to give me, has no more free items to give me. But still, when I'm in these like uncertain areas, finding these is also for narrowing down the site. So it did that part, but it didn't do the item. It didn't give me an item. This thing's all sideways. There's something here! I will activate the hopper now. An Age of Sail site. What was this place? That is the question.
This moon was nothing but cold, cruel rock.
Another one, huh?
It could never have been home to anyone.
Never.
And
Never,
yet,
ever.
someone had been here. And someone was still standing guard.
It's the Sky God. What's a Rebesky foil? Oh wow, we're bringing that up now? You've never seen the internals of a robot then? So foil is a part of a robot? I have, but it wasn't labeled. What does a foil do? A foil is part of a robot? Indeed. A Rebesky foil is a small scrap of metal inscribed with enormous detail, like one of your fingerprints. I've never seen a Rebesky foil. Nonetheless, you are conversing with one at this moment. Why? Am I? Did you just call yourself nothing but a Rebesky foil? Don't objectify yourself like that. This is an unforgiving place. Are there any other surfaces at all? None. This moon appears most rugged. Did anyone ever come here? There must have been something important about this place. Something that made this thing worth building. How old would you say this site was, 6? Based on the weathering of the god statue, nearly 1,500 years old. Back when the Age of Sail was flourishing. Although this place doesn't look very flourishing to me. The guardian of this place, who's seen this one before as 6, the Sky God. What are you doing here? I don't see a way up there. Why would you want to climb up there, mistress? Can you not see him from where you stand? I do see a way up there. Just walk up the hill. It's a slight mount, okay? I'm an archaeologist, but why must humans insist on standing on things to understand them? It's not that difficult to get up there, I feel like. Sturdy statue to last 1,000 years in this wind, yeah. There's a lot of things in this game that are like, I don't think that would last for that long. But, okay, wood would not last as long as it seems to be lasting in this game. I don't think wood lasts 1,000 years. I don't think that's possible. Whatever this place is, mistress, evidently it is clearly not a city. We'll make an archaeologist of you yet, 6. What gave you the clue? The lack of water in the rock? Perhaps this path leads around to the statue. The path is leveling off. Bless the waters. Special wood, yeah.
The path ended at the edge of an enormous crater, where a mountain had been plucked out like a rotten tooth, and something had been built across the wound.
What are we looking at? I have no idea, mistress. Can you scan it, 6? Scan it? Scan for what, mistress? There's a hole. It's clearly not just a hole. Scan it anyway, Ark, so you can't tell me anything? Scan it for everything. Here is something, miss, which may or may not be interesting. Tiles lining its surface are a metallic pottery composite. A what composite? Metallic pottery. Heat-resistant, reflective, conductive. who programmed the SAS on this robot. I know, he's been giving me guff all game. Where'd they even get enough metal for this crater? From the mine we found, perhaps? It is quite possible, mistress. Sorry, trying to sneak in a handful of snacks while I'm trying to narrate at the same time. Except... Wait, mistress. What is it? Pre-doing scan now? Like I told you to? Indeed, mistress. I have found something. Gravity, mistress. What's that meant to mean? You just discovered gravity, or I'm turning you off? I should have dropped you out of an airlock like I did Five's. I beg your pardon, mistress? Just tell me what you found. Five was saving my life, or... Might be your turn to shine then, Six. I've discovered that the gravity within the crater is lower than the gravity outside it. We say you can see gravity? That's not possible or safe to jump then? Indeed, mistress, after a fashion. I wonder why you can see gravity. Someone must have made you that way. Perhaps. Although my eyes can see most flows of momentum, mistress. Useful when flying, I suppose. Seeing gravity. Useful, certainly. But the gravity of the nebula is also quite beautiful. Hey look, we can get up there. Although we could have just, clambered over these rocks. It's not that difficult. Here's a way up. Cannot climb that, mistress, as you are no doubt aware. Then don't. There are markings here. As usual. Time to try defying gravity? He just discovered the gravity of the situation? Probably, yeah. To God... Oh, is this the Serpent's Eye? Guys, this is the Serpent's Eye, right? I do not think you have enough information to read this. God, Serpent's Eye? The Serpent's Eye! Is that what they called this place? Fantastic. We found the Serpent's Eye, you guys. It is kind of eyeball-y. How can the gravity be low? Is this dish some kind of machine? Some kind of, I don't know, lens? This dish is just as it appears, mistress, a curved, tiled floor. But perhaps the moon's density itself is low? What's this moon made of? Don't tell me it's hollow. I will do a scan. And we know that the serpent is all about trade, right? So a ship that brings crystals across from this place. This is the Serpent's Eye. The results of my scan are most surprising. Go on. The moon is partially hollow. There's a chamber below ground. It would seem the region of diminished gravity is centered here. The results must be wrong. The rocks must be magnetic or something. They're throwing you off. Perhaps, mistress. I admit, I am doubting what I see. You're saying the gravity effect is artificial? Mistress. How can gravity be localized? Is that possible? It would appear so. She's never watched any sci-fi movies. Some kind of mast. There's a structure over there. With a mast. For a flag? I suspect it is functional, mistress. Indeed, perhaps for some kind of beacon. Must be some way to reach it. I believe the rock promontory ahead is blocking the path, mistress. No, it's not. Either the structure below is built around it, or else the surface is somewhat subsided over the years. Subsidence would suggest water in the soil, wouldn't it? It would. Which I find implausible. I mean, look, I can see stairways leading down and up. Can you locate the source of the gravity? Indeed, the force lines are quite visible. Effect is strongest in the center. So what was this place? Some kind of foundation, some kind of landing pad, or some kind of transmitter? Obviously it was a landing pad. Come on. Place to land ships. Low gravity would be useful for such a location, mistress. In particular for taking off again via some kind of explosive propellant. This looks like a way down. Catch me if I fall, Six. What an idiotic remark. Wow!
The metal ledge halfway
Rude
down
robot.
was wide enough for walking. Wide enough for robots too.
I mean, we can't go down from here, though. There are 2 paths up. If the gravity effect is technological, mistress, then this place is a most important find. I'm not interested in gravity machines, you're right. Or valuable, you mean? You're right. Depending on how low the gravity can go. A column of low gravity could allow ships to launch without an upriver. Oh, this one's broken, okay. Oh, we don't really need it. Like, just walk on these solar panels. It's fine. Amadou claimed he saw corridors full of machines. Did he find a way inside that we haven't? There's every possibility he was simply lying, mistress. How do we know this is even the place he was talking about? Something at the center. Oh, and there's symbols over there, look at that. A cover? It looks like it has handles. A covered well? But there's no way I'd keep my balance on the slope if I tried to climb down. There's some big holes to go sliding into. Unless we can find a section that hasn't shattered. There's writing around the rim, though. It's probably gonna give me a sentence that's not that, if I had to guess. Actually, that is roughly that one, huh? I might be exactly at... I couldn't see all of it. Myself? Land. But... yeah, this is something else. The place where I'm at. Here. This is here. Land here. And be... oh, and I can somewhat interpret this as well. This is a verb about a place that... place where you go to the ground. It's a verb about that, about going to a place on the ground. Was the... here? Yeah. Land here and be... let's see. So this is us, right? Or we? As you can see there. And this is... speaking together. So this is us speaking together. Welcome, I guess? Killed. Land here and be killed. Tava, what if we did it just for funs? Land here and be killed. A landing bay just as we thought. You skipped over the killed part. Can't believe you. Okay, this section the slope looks intact. Okay, but I don't want to go there yet. I want to go up here first. I don't know if I can get down, or if I can get back after going down there.
The scale of the place was mind-boggling. It must have been built by giants for giants.
Didn't even bat an eye at that? Yeah. I'd say land here and be killed. Like, no. By the goddess and her imposters, the air is so thin here. Take your time to recover, mistress. Evidently, it is clear this place was intended for robot workers. Cat is here, he's yelling at me again. There's definitely something inside here. Equipment? It's hard to make out. This looks like a door. It's exactly like the turret we saw before. I mean the turret we saw before. It's a lot like the ones we saw in the Steel Empire mine. Only it won't open. It's exactly like the turret we saw before. What turret? On Steel Empire mine. Yeah, must be from a similar period. Pride door with the heavy scratched axe. Seems robots get everywhere. Does suggest there were once a lot more of us. But that is natural, I suppose. What did you mean, natural? Robots can only be lost. As you've lost several. Yeah. I think we just press this button, right? Is this some kind of mechanism? Can't see how to work it. Just lights. Please stand aside. Okay. The locking mechanism is internal and magnetic. Thank you, sir. I didn't want to have to break my axe. I didn't get to reply, though. Dark, cramped space.
Cramped space. Stuffed with metal and pipes and wires. It was like I'd turned into an ant and was now crawling around inside the robot.
Sure. I guess it's like that. I guess it could be like that. I'm gonna fix this one. She didn't even like it. She didn't even care. Solvable? We have another solvable one? Enter and pray? Yeah. You said 4 was unlucky. How exactly? You don't want to know. It was short and rather steep and rather sharp. You don't want to know. That one was nasty. If recollecting the event causes you distress, I will forgo knowing. Oh, I don't mind. Or thank you, 6. Oh, I don't mind it. But you might. Haha. Someone oversaw this from here. Someone oversaw this site from here. A guard, a regulator, but oversaw what? It can't have been a good job. It's uncomfortable, cramped. But robots do not care. That's probably true. Some kind of control panel. Obviously, we could operate that and, like, open that. There's something written here that I didn't see from the other side. What the heck? Oh, that's a long one. Okay. This one was something about to have and not have. Or in and out. This is an action about the ground, and then we We talk, and then there's a ship. An action about as the ground. We talk, and there's a ship. Shows that's to lead. There's technically to lead, but it's about an action and the ground. Showing the ground. Showing the ground. Mechanicals, or aka robots, but what's up with the person symbol here? Oh, also, there's this here, so it can't be just that. Alright, that one's we. Alright, this is something that I don't know. So I think we're gonna get stuck on this one, and it's gonna reject us. So let's just put down what we can, because it's going to reject us anyways. Oh, really? There's no way. We already know that that's not gonna work. Come on. That's all I can think of shows of mechanicals. We. It's perfect. Great. Great work. There should be an option for this game where you don't get multiple choice answers. So much just what did happen to 4. 4 fell in a canyon. 4 smashed into a lot of little pieces. Fell in a canyon. That seems careless. When I say fell, it was necessary at the time. That was 4 all over. Careless? When I say fell... Down. Let's see what's up here. Oh, you're not gonna continue? What the... What was that noise? I believe it was the lower door resealing itself, mistress. Oh, I see. But you can open again, can't you? I should think so, mistress. Okay. We're not gonna continue talking about what happened to 4? It's not that big a deal, but like... Okay, we can open this one. But why? What for? Look at it. It's beautiful. Can you imagine ships coming to rest here? Like flies on a flower? That's how you're gonna compare it? Oh, that's like a closet over there. Okay. Some kind of device? Some kind of lantern? Definitely not a flagpole. And no ropes and no fittings for any ropes. Evidently it is a signal mast. A beacon. For sending something somewhere. IOTS has a similar one for sending messages. Where does the mast send to, 6? Wait, mistress. Yes, I believe I can deduce that. But it is hardly accurate enough to pinpoint a target. Some kind of device. A telescope? The ladies in Grey and Elbereth had a telescope on the roof. They encouraged us to look at Iox through it and dream. So this place is an observatory? I don't think so. Let's see now. Oh! There's no eyepiece. What's the use of that? Take it. Okay, we'll take it. This looks like it comes free. On it is something etched. It's unbelievably small. So it's a fractured fragment from an even longer phrase, okay. So let's see. Heart. Is it action about the stars? Stars and... Sky God? Or... This is like... high knowledge. Or something. And this is... here. add my translation to hearts to the dictionary for now, and also here. Okay, so this is star, and this one is... It is kind of high knowledge. So it's the act of knowledge of the stars. Shine? It could be shine. Heart shines here. Well, at least more multiple choices, right? Like, if we got more multiple choices than this, it would be a little bit... less easy sometimes. See, this symbol is always kind of trippy. Like, sometimes it means, like, holy or the... like, godliness. And sometimes it means knowledge. So it's like faraway holiness. Could be shine, yeah. Stars and their faraway holiness. Be shine. Pretty easily. Heart shines here. Something painted. What do you make of the telescope, 6? Indeed, most interesting. So, what is it? Or we should take it to Oroy. It is a recording device, mistress. There's a Rubeski foil at its apex. Recording what? Can you read it back? No, mistress. I have a foil inside me, but there's no common language. But I can guess. Let's hear it, for I don't want your guesswork. Let's hear it. If this device is a telescope, perhaps it has been recording the movements of the sky. Sure. Let's go with that. Something painted over there. What? I can see that from here? You say so. We have cell. Okay, this is front, right? And this one we still don't really know. But before, okay. If this is before, it's an adjective about something and back. Does roughly describe before. Or sorry, front. Front, not back. Something in front. Forward, right? Adjective about something in front. Still don't know where the pointing finger is. You. Must say sell. Do we have before? We got it. Sell before you leap. Sell before you weep. Sell before you... Okay, now this is weird, guys. Because this basically means to hold, right? So it's like hold. Defend? Hold? Huddle? Must be defended? Sell before you defended. Like, there's a possibility to sell before you buy, but like, how is buy that and sell is all of that? Hug? Yeah, double hold. Weep. Rest. I mean, like, it has to be by, but the symbols on it don't make sense to me. It's just to hold twice. Or to have twice. Is this it? The observatory that Renba wanted me to find? Mistress, you've spoken to Renba? Oh my gosh. Forget I mentioned her us at the Hermitage on the moon named Mercy. I spoke to Renba, or an echo of him. He told me to find an observatory, and now we have. Interesting. And yet there's nothing here. Maybe I shouldn't have told him, because, like, I am kind of trying to keep some stuff from the people who are watching me through him. Right? Ramps. This site wasn't managed by humans at all. Does this one work? I do not believe so, Mistress. Seems a lot of the wiring here has been rendered purely decorative by time. Good thing the control downstairs still works, or we'd be stuck in here. Or we could just, like, jump down or whatever. It does still work, doesn't it? Statistically, Mistress, it will. The stars seem stuck. I can get my fingers in, but they won't budge. Power to that section appears to have failed. Can you divert more power that way? He doesn't seem amused. I'm not some kind of plumber, Mistress. Wow. Whatever, robot. That's how you're gonna be, huh? Some kind of control panel. Like those in the mine. Based on its position just under the window, this must control something out there. Hope this isn't Renba's observatory. If it is, then I'm definitely missing something. There's nothing here. 6, can you operate this? That one controls the temperature of the floor, Mistress. This one, however, appears more interesting. What are you waiting for? Can you work it out, or is it dangerous? What are you waiting for? Nothing, Mistress. There. I've already activated the panel, but I see no change. You sure the panel's done nothing, 6? No, Mistress. It may well have done something. I simply cannot see what. Open the door, 6. It would seem the power to this control is not entirely functional. Presumably the system has not been used or maintained in some time. Are you saying we're trapped in here? After a fashion, yes. So hopper us out of here. I'm afraid the line of sight required is not available. Well, then we can go up to the roof. We can head for the roof. An excellent idea, Mistress. Please wait where you are. I will return momentarily. Whoa! 6? It works from the outside still? The heck? Mistress. Did you just throw yourself off the roof? It was a more controlled tumble, Mistress. Escape! I have fixed the lock, Mistress. It will not close again. Sure, but like, we don't care anymore. So what was this place? I suppose it's the right shape to be the Serpent's Eye. We know it was run by robots. Some kind of recording station. The crater itself is most likely a dock. A place for ships to land. Low gravity in the center helps ships to take off from here. We've acquired one interesting artifact here, the telescope device. With luck, we'll be able to trace it. I'd like to activate the hopper now, Mistress. I want to get down to the center of the crater first. Don't hassle me, or let's get out of here. I want to get down to the center of the crater first. It was right here that seemed to have no holes in the slope. This section of slope looks intact. No gaps between here and the lower level. I could slide until I reach the bottom, Mistress, where there's a sizable hole. It's fine. Well then, I'll float down. You coming? Or you can wait here. I will follow. On my treads. Here goes. We did it. Made it.
The robot was right. I felt as light as a feather.
Like a child. She didn't want to say that part. Hi, Cor, how are you? What's that? Gravity really is low. What's the emote for? Feel like a child again. This place was clearly abandoned. No disaster, no destruction. Whatever it was, it became obsolete. A latch, or pull away the cover. Or a hatch, sorry, not a latch. A pupil of the pupil of the serpent's eye. 6, it's warm. Mistress, please. Surely it can't be powered? It's not zapping me, 6. Or there's something underground. Not yet, Mistress. But what is it? If it's definitely not a well, it's clearly the focus of this whole place. But what is it for? Pull away the cover. Do it. Let's see if I can... Oh man. Evidently it is almost certainly a low-gravity machine. The gravitational forces are weakest here. Jump inside or look down. Okay, let's look down. How far down do you think it goes, 6? Cannot say, Mistress. All the way to the core, perhaps? What core there is? Evidently, it is very hard to measure. Can you shine a light down there? After a fashion, Mistress. Crystals! It's lined with iolite crystals, like the one Renma left on Maersi. Same as the crystals on board the crashed ship Renma dug up. Indeed, Mistress. Fine. I'm jumping inside. You can't stop me. Let's see where this goes. He's not happy. Do not move, Mistress. If you attempt to annihilate yourself by entering a vertical drop, I will hopper you immediately. If you're falling, I might only get half of you. I don't take orders from you. I know what I'm doing, or... Slisette. I know what I'm doing. It is abundantly clear that you do not. Step away. Step back. I don't take orders from you, or Slisette. I don't take orders from you. Let's be clear about this. You are a coat hanger on wheels. I can do what I like. No, Mistress, you cannot. Professor Mayari did not assign me to you for fun. Step away. You said the gravity effect was localized around that That pit where the crystals are? Yes, mistress. Although before you conclude that the crystals bend gravitational force lines, mistress, I would remind you that the correlation and causation themselves are only correlated. They think the crystals do bend gravity. They appeared to do so, yes. I just want a closer look. We went to all the trouble to get this thing open. No, mistress. I will stay right beside you and I will not change my mind on this matter. Please, let us return to the upper ring level. Away from temptation. It's the set. Can't stop me. I'll stay there like a good dog. Here goes. By the wind. I bounced off it. Mistress, how did you... Mistress, are you intact? That was, kinda weird. Obviously, I think so. 6, I flew. You're lucky you did not fly off into space, mistress. By all the wakened waters. It seems clear. This hatch was the locus of an ancient upriver. Depleted now, perhaps, but still active. You did not fly, mistress. You sailed. If this crater really had an upriver under that hatch, 6, that raises so many questions. Where has the river gone? Was it artificial? Can you make a river divert one? Do the ancients make the nebulae using uprivers? Could we change it for ourselves? I lack evidence, mistress. If there was an upriver here, then what was the hatch for? Why was it closed? Fascinating, mistress. Closing off a river. What would that even mean, 6? To close off a river? A river is water and force line. The force line would remain, but without the water it could not be sailed. Still, the water would have to go somewhere. Perhaps the crater was flooded. I do not think the river was controlled in order to harvest moss, mistress. But perhaps the water was used elsewhere, another river perhaps. Did our ancestors really have the power to control the shape of the nebula, 6? That's incredible. But how does such a power get lost? Robots, mistress. This was clearly operated by robots. The process of controlling the rivers automated until the process was forgotten. Then the robots were removed, the process was lost. Hey, that's our culture now. Except it's not even robots. It's just older people. You wonder if you at him if that's a game over. What do you mean by the... Oh, like... If I had reached a bad end by jumping in there after silencing him? Yeah. Maybe. Mistress, I do not believe the iolite in the crater here is natural. I believe the crystals have been set in place. There's no natural iolite in this moon? No, mistress. It has been brought here at some complexity, to be charged with force from the upriver. So the crystals here, they alter gravity? They're not from here at all, and they still work. Incredible. It's also painted symbols here, by the way. Let's make a remark. The boat that Remba found, 6. Did it use crystals to help it sail? An excellent theory, mistress. Certainly it would require help to rise and land. Painted symbols. That's a lot of symbols. It's a lot of nuts. Alright, so, river. Towards... of... waters. It's a long one, but it sure reads as river. This is flow, right? The act of going for water. To flows. Towards. So this is an object that goes, and there's an this is ground, right? I think this is the ground. And then you have an object that's together. Goes, ground, together. Junction. Okay. Sure. I wonder if this sort of thing is like meat. Meats, like they together and then... No, I don't know. I don't know how this makes sense as makes, by the way. So, the action together, and then this is like ground, right? Isn't this ground? I'm having such trouble with this symbol. But I think this is junction. So the river flows towards junction of waters. Towards freedom of waters? Line of waters? Bottom of waters? No. I think junction is fair. The junction. This is telling us where the upriver went. Some kind of junction point. Can you take a bearing? I can, mistress. I should note the bearing is not the same as that from the antenna mast. Ships came here to collect crystals from the hatch, maybe, to use them to flick themselves forwards. Perhaps the crystals don't create the upriver. Perhaps the upriver charges the crystals. Very hard to say anything for certain, mistress. But that definitely didn't sound right, honestly. We probably should leave now. If there was an upriver here, does that mean there's water after all? Perhaps there's a wellspring directly below the opening, mistress. The water was directed into the river, rather than saturating this moon. And then they drained it all. Got rid of all the water. Maybe Roy can help explain these crystals. Crystal is not mechanical, mistress. And I would advise caution. Caution? Why? It seems to me that crystal capable of storing a gravity-manipulating force is potentially a seismic discovery with complex ramifications. May not be something you wish to give to a Roy. You mean gravity crystals are something I shouldn't give to Elbereth? You're worried about what? That they'll use them to drive ships through the dead space? And approach Iox without coming in via the river gates? I have no concerns, mistress. I'm a robot after all. But I should think Professor Mayari might. Is it possible to alter gravity itself, the way you said? Indeed it is, mistress. In fact, it is necessary. Excuse me? When you said necessary, what did you mean by that? Strength of gravity between two objects is a known quantity, mistress. Evidently, it is based on the separation and the masses of those objects. But most moons in the nebula are thin sheets of rock. They do not have enough mass to exert the gravity that they do. Something within the rock must therefore increase the gravity. But momentum cannot simply be created, therefore an increased gravity in one location must be countered by lessening elsewhere. The crystals, including the ones Renba found in the hatch of that buried ship, They do not reduce gravity, mistress. Rather, they have been induced to contain an absence of it. What? Nothing more here. We learned anything new? It's most likely this is the Serpent's Eye. This was some kind of charging point, restoring gravity effects inside the Iolite. So the Serpent's Eye was a port, a place where large ships came to restock, run by robots. Shall I use the hopper again, mistress? Still more to do, or do it? Leave the moon, or don't leave. Leave the moon. Grad here. They repel Higgs bosons? You lost me on that one. So we left the surface of the Serpent's Eye crater. Aboard the Nightingale, we returned to the ship and sprang up into the water. So that was the Serpent's Eye, some kind of landing bay for ships? Built above a crystal focus to make takeoff easier. But why land there at all? Propellant-based ships, 6. Perhaps a place for doing repairs and refits. Capable of exploring the dead sectors. The nebula may be far, far larger than we first thought. The Iolite shard, definitely the same crystal as inside the hatch in the metal crater, must have been useful somehow for making the upriver. But we didn't notice any sort of anomalies around this little crystal? He didn't notice any? He's supposed to be able to detect gravity, you know. Also, I'm still upset that the crown is just sitting there where he can see it. There's nothing else to say about the stars, so he just says mistress every time we click it. The telescope device from the roof of the Serpent's Eye crater. Don't really understand what this thing is. Some kind of robot contraption for robots. Some kind of robot contraption for robots. She'd head off? Okay, keep her balance. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, it is already that late? I maybe should head off now too. Let me see. What do we even have to do next? Even that is a little bit murky. Like, we could look for the ancient library, but we could also just go back to, like, Albareth and give the telescope to a Roy, and she could maybe tell what's on it? Maybe? I'm not sure who else could. I kind of feel like I should maybe go back to Iox and see, like, if they're mad at me about something. And if they are, I would get more hints as to what I should be hiding from the robot, / from them. Otherwise, it keeps telling me to go back to Mercy, but to return the figurine I found outside the Hermitage where Remba died, although I doubt the Marysons will be able to power it up again. Yeah, exactly. If they can't power it up, I don't want to give it to them. I wanna keep it so that I can power it. Also, who killed Renba? You guys. I got like no hints as to who killed Remba still. And at this point I've been just like way too open about all of my doings. The robot knows everything. All the people on Elbereth know everything. Roy and the other guys. It was myself sleepwalking. Such a yapper. I yats too much. They're gonna kill me for all that yapping. All my yapping's gonna get me killed. The same way Renba did.